Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of WIE Connect, the official podcast of WIE IEEE JUIT student branch. I'm your host, Shruti Sharma, the chairperson of WIE here at JUIT. WI Connect is our space to interact with inspiring leaders, innovators, and change makers. People who've walked extraordinary paths and can help us see possibilities in our own journey. And for the very first episode, I couldn't think of a better guest. Today, joining here with us is Dr. Ashwini Appaji, a name well known in the IEEE circles and beyond. Dr. Ashwini has completed her PhD in biotechnology, served as a professor, academic administrator, entrepreneur, and has held multiple leadership roles in IEEE. From Chair of Young Professionals Bangalore section to her present role as Vice Chair of WIE at IEEE India Council, she has achieved prestigious awards, international recognition, and has even successfully balanced entrepreneurship alongside her academic and IEEE journey. Ma'am, it's an absolute honor to have you today on our very first episode of WIE Connect. Thank you so much for coming and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite. It's my pleasure being here.
I made a clear note of not missing out on anything important from your experiences since there is so much that you've done. So we've been.
No, it's just I did things with the flow as and when opportunities came. And yeah, so just on and on. That's it. I'm going on. I'm still a learner, by the way.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So you've had such a diverse journey: researcher, professor, administrator, IEEE leader, entrepreneur. If you had to sum it all up in just three words, which words would you like?
So I am successful.
You're successful. That's such a wonderful way to put it, and I love your confidence. And I really hope I would get such confidence later on in life with my experiences. Uh, I'll be asking you some more questions. I had planned this for days since I got to know that I'm getting this opportunity to interact with you. So the next question is, ma'am, your roots have been in biotechnology research, and you've also worked in academics and leadership roles in schools and universities. Could you share how this transition unfolded and what motivated you to step into these varied responsibilities?
So to begin with, I was always fascinated and very passionate about learning something new. And first thing is I wanted to get into technical, more of like computer science and all initially. But maybe those days, I'm talking about somewhere in 2008-ish or something. It was something new where yes, most of them were doing computer science, but not much opportunities were seen, or maybe it was not as a big boom like today. So those days, what fascinated was something with the real life. I just wanted to know more about the real life and how to solve problems or how to understand the diseases or something that fascinated me in my place too. Then I thought, okay, let me learn more about that. And then I took biotechnology as my bachelor's. So while doing biotech, it was just an amazing journey, I must say. First year, it was all like more of biology. I thought, okay, it's just a continuation of the bio, what I studied in my second year. And it's slowly when the subject started, like maybe molecular biology and knowing the very tiniest part of your body and what it does and how complicated it is. Our life is not just like breathe in, breathe out. It has much more things. Even without our knowledge, we were doing a lot of things. So that again fascinated me. Yes, this is something what I wanted, and I want to go more and learn about it. That's slowly when I finished my first and that raised a lot of interest in me. Okay, I'm doing something good, but why not a more practicality in that, and why not getting into society and understanding it more? So that's how I started my internships. When I just completed my first semester of my bachelor's, that was too early. So I was just, something like people used to say, okay, small kid, you don't understand anything. Yes, that was there. But still, I used to go approach some hospitals, all the major hospitals in and around here in Bangalore. a cancer hospital and also a big medical hospital like KIMS or KIDWAI. So I was there. I was also an intern during my vacation time. So after in bachelor's, we used to get solid like 1.5 month vacation. So for most of them to go around and go to the other places, but I was all settled here in Bangalore, so I had nothing to do to go anywhere. Everybody were around me. So I thought, okay, let me do something nice. And then I thought, okay, why not I grab few more friends, we'll have fun. So let's go do something more rather than stay back home. That was the only thing. Then three, four odd friends, we all pulled in and we took some permissions, letters and all. We went, see, we are interns, we want to learn more and all. Then, I got a very great motivated friends around me. So all of us were at the same pace. We went to the hospital. So there was one figure in us. Okay, this is just in books what we were reading. This is how it happens. Example, when I was in a cancer hospital, which is a Kidwai Memorial Hospital, it's a very big government hospital here in Bangalore, which treats the cancer patients. So seeing there again, it was like more meaningful for me to study that biotech because when I saw the small kids, I have seen patients from age few months till age of like 80s, 90s also were all like having cancer and all that. Then I was like, okay, what is this? I mean, world is too big and I know nothing about it. So that's how I got little experience and slowly seeing them interning there and every day being there. So I learned a lot of things. So almost you can say almost like a paramedical, I was studying most of things, the most of practical things and all that. So it is more of understanding, then coming back home, doing some research on it, going through the research papers in my first after my first semester. So that was more interesting. And again, slowly the same thing happened with different semesters. I again interned with different companies and all that. So when I was studying itself, I wanted to explore more opportunities in all the fields. You know, when we are kids, we don't know where we want to end up. So I thought, not after graduating, just before graduating, let me explore whatever possibilities. So I started doing interns in all the fields, maybe in food biotech or medical biotech or maybe like anything like industrial biotech and all that. So I went to different companies, did some interns around. So at last, I got to know like, okay, world is very big and opportunities are there. And that's how it unfolded. And almost I landed up again continuing my master's. So that is again an amazing thing. During my master's, I also got some funding from government. I had a better score, a good score. So I got some funding and also some internships. So that again motivated me to continue on the same journey, then took up academics post my master's. So once I started my academics, then I thought, like, okay, not just this bachelor's or master's would do. I continued with my PhD. Just after I finished my master's, very soon, like within 6-7 months, I enrolled for PhD, and that was again an amazing journey for me during my PhD. Okay, once I finished my PhD was just around like 3.5-4 years. I wound up with a very nice topic on phytochemistry and working with mice and all that. And I invented a drug which was anti-diabetic property and all that. So that was really nice and fascinating. Then later I thought, okay, there is something like a product which has come up. And now, how do we get it to market and how can we make money? You know, as we start growing at certain age, suddenly we get money in our mind. So as soon as I finished my master's, when I was already getting my kind of a stipend and all that, so it also triggered me, okay, why not getting into something kind of making money, you know? So that's how I enrolled into entrepreneurship and then started my own company just after master's. Then thought, okay, these products are something nice. Then connected with some homeopathic company and also like told about my product to them, and they took it forward and we made that into a product, a patent and all those. So that was amazing. That's how the journey of entrepreneurship started just after my master's and slowly with the academics. So it was just kind of a small part-time which I wanted to do. But yeah, it did well.
Okay, ma'am, that's an amazing journey considering you've got to work in such diverse areas in your PhD, your master's, and your internship. I had this question. You've been actively volunteering with IEEE for years, and from vice secretary to YP chair, and now the vice chair of WIE at IEEE India Council. And you've also mentioned that you got to work with cancer patients, and there's this emotional connection where you work with sick children. They're so small, and there is this emotional thing coming into, especially females were more sentimental towards little children. I wanted to ask if this factor inspired you to volunteer in your later on ages in life.
Yeah. So how this IEEE journey started with me was totally I was like into all basic science. I mean biotech that was majorly there. Then when I started, as I told you, I went to different medical hospitals or other places. There it was more of like I mean engineering background, like more of technical and all the medical equipment or something like that. Even that fascinated me, and I thought, okay, why not collaborating between both and just learning more about it. That's how I thought this is the place where I can connect with more people and also get more connects and extend my work with my research and all that. So that's how I became an IEEE member as a student member in my final year, yeah, PG or something like that, yeah. And then I thought, okay, let me start. I just went for a volunteering. I had a friend and who said, okay, are you free? Why don't you come for volunteering? I said, okay, what's volunteering? What am I supposed to do? It's just like managing the registration portal or something. Then I was like, okay, that's something nice. It was a free day and it was in a big institute, IASC. So there I went. First thing, it fascinated me because of a big institute where I could get inside and see how to say that what. So I said, okay, if I'm free tomorrow, I'll come and join it. So I volunteered there. Then that fascinated me, seeing so many people across places and across research domain who were all there, and people were presenting papers, and that fascinated me a lot. I thought, okay, that this is something like multi-diversity place where not only like science or technical people around, any number of people can be there and they can be a part and also we can collaborate. I can learn more from people. So that's how I took my membership, and it's more than 10 plus years where I'm an active member. So slowly, once I started volunteering in multiple, again, weekends we used to dedicate for that, and multiple events, multiple roles, just from small volunteer of distributing registration kits and giving certificates or managing tracks, something like that. Even I started from the scratch. Then slowly, my section, Bangalore section, I must mention Dr. Devabrata Das sir, and also Dr. KVS Hari sir. So both of them were also past chairs of Bangalore section. So who motivated me, yes, you can do it, go ahead and all. So that was so inspiring for me. I thought, okay, such a big professor from big universities who are motivating me. That means I have something in me, so let me take things forward. Then I was given an opportunity in YT for being a secretary, then a chair-elect, then being chair. So that was amazing for me to connect with more YPs because industries and my friends connecting to them and then understanding how academics and industry can build a bridge. So that was also really something different. I thought, okay, this is something a big world. It's not only like only my domain, but again, people from different domains where I can also touch in my subject with them and do some more research with them. So that's how it became more. And also, I was working in an engineering college, so that also fascinated me. All my colleagues were always there. They used to just say, I want to publish in IEEE journal. So slowly, when I started volunteering in conferences, then I said, okay, IEEE is a standard where they conduct the conferences and you publish paper there. So I am also a part of that team. So that gave me a more privilege or kind of connect where people from various big universities take any IITs, ISCs, or any NITs and all. Now, if you name somebody from one university, I think I know one person at least from each institute. So that's how the connect started and my research grew. And that's how I have a very good network now.
Hmm. Okay, ma'am, that's wonderful to hear. Also, you've done so many things. You've been a vice secretary at WIE. Now you're the vice chair. You have done internships. You've done your PhD. You've taught as a professor. Which one of your achievements is the closest to your heart, and why is that?
So out of all this, as I said, I was also an administrator. So before COVID, I must say like 2016, yeah. Again, it little bit of turn happened in my journey. Like the path I was going, academics was good. I was in a college. and I was teaching the engineering students. That was all really my good. But again, the real fact is, Bangalore and the traffic here. That's what humorous. Travel all the way around 20 kilometers, which it used to take more than an hour. So I used to drive my car in the signal. Sometimes I used to feel, okay, leave my car and run away walking. Those were the days where I traveled everywhere and the metro construction started. Then slowly I used to come back home all tired, doing nothing productive. It was like very, very normal routine things used to happen in my life. Then I thought, okay, I'm not sure like if I'm going in the right way. Then I thought, okay, fine, let me take a break. So more than taking a break, it was like I don't know, somehow new opportunity came out. I was looking for some opportunities close to my residence, and I was lucky enough to get an opportunity as a principal in a school. Which was a school with 1,700 students, and it was amazing. I must say, they were students from KG till 12th grade. That was again, it was really nice journey, I must say. And the school hired me because I had a PhD and I was good in communication. I had a very good administrative capacity. I was in multiple roles. And again, this IEEE is one of the biggest strengths, I must say. When I say them like I'm into IEEE and I'm part of this event, this big things, and I know big people, so they always put you on high note. So that's how they trusted me and they gave me a responsibility of managing the school. So it was not so easy for me. Yes, it was a very big challenge. First thing, being a principal in a school and even before the age of 30s was a big question mark. And I had all my staff who were more than 50 plus years. So I must say they were all my mom's place. The first dialogue I got from them is somebody new who has come, our daughter's age, and what will she do? So that was the first question. There were lots of ups and downs. People said, okay, what can this small girl just graduated or just having a PhD could do running a school of 1,700 students? So that was not a small number. So, and the school was 30 plus years old. So it was a legacy of school. So, but still, I must say the management trusted me, gave me an opportunity to take things forward. They were converting more into the recent techniques, and they wanted more of sophisticated trends and the recent approaches for the students. So they thought somebody youngster could do it or something like that. So that really created a very good opportunity, a very big window for me. So my kid was also growing along. I have seen him in school, the way what he was doing and what he wanted as a student, and as a parent, what I wanted for my child. So it was more of like implementing me as a parent for a child. I took it in the other way. And most of the decisions, whatever were taken or whatever we wanted to do things, the school was really impressed. And I was really enjoying. I must say, more of having pressure as a principal, it is more of fun being with students around. And especially the small kids, because whatever you say, they accept it. So it's a very big responsibility as being a school teacher, I must say. So in my whole lot of journey, I must say, heading a school was an amazing part. I still miss them, but whenever I get an opportunity, I go, I see them. And now those students join me in this engineering college where I am, and they come back, say, when I was in grade 5, you were there in our school. I was like, okay, wow, you remember me after 7, 8 years. That's amazing. So it's a very great connect. And those teachers who had told me like what I could do, trust me, the day I left that job, everybody started saying like we haven't seen a person like you, because it was a COVID time also previously, and nobody knew anything technology. So I made things simplified. I told this is nice. And post COVID, all of them said we want to be in the COVID time because life was more simple being on screen rather than off screen in school. So that's how I could make some good connect with many people, and it was just an amazing journey, I must say.
Ma'am, that's so good to hear. Um, since you've mentioned that you've worked with little kids in school as a teacher, as a principal, little kids tend to get attached to their teachers, especially female teachers. What was Teachers' Day like when you were working?
Wow, I still remember my teacher's day with them. Trust me, I had to come back home with a very big goodie bag. And I still have some videos posted on my social media saying that these were the gifts I received. A small kids, I mean, it was not like they go buy for us and come. Even though a small flower from their plant, they would come and offer us. So that was really amazing, that love, that care, and that kind of a concern what the small kids have. And the sir used to compliment us every day, and when we used to go on rounds, they used to say you're looking so pretty and all that. So more than that, they have no selfishness in them, and just like outspoken. They just want to express whatever they felt. And that was just an amazing thing, I must say. And especially on my birthday, I still cannot forget that. Like, the whole assembly, when they all kids sing the birthday song, even now I get some goosebumps thinking of those days. So it's amazing, like having those 1,000+ children around me and everybody respecting, and obviously being in that position of being a head of an institution mattered a lot. Lots of ups and downs, and the generation and these kids, what they want, what they don't want. And every day is to have one or the other story to share with others, saying that today this thing happened, we had to resolve it. And being in that position is not that easy, but still, I really enjoyed so much. It went with a very great flow. I think almost I was in school more than like 5.5 years. So that was a great journey being with them and handling different situations. So that's how I understood, okay, I am a good administrator. So when problems come around, I can solve them. So that is the kind of, the kind of thing it got initiated, and I realized that I have this kind of an quality where school made me get them out of me. Because before it was more of academics and research. Research is something like you're on your own. You're just yourself. So when you come to academics, it's like you're with a team of people and you're doing, but still just it's kind of a one way where you give things and come back. But school was more for me like a two-way. You give something and they ask you a lot of things and you resolve it. So it's more of two-way things. So that really was one of the greatest journey, I must say, during my career until now.
Yes, ma'am. I still remember, I mean, we're in college now and we don't hype Teachers' Day to that level anymore, but we used to dress up as our favorite teachers and we would mimic them and we would celebrate and decorate the classroom. And this is the difference that I think teachers find in school students versus college students. Going to the college life, I have some questions from the female students, especially the members of WIE. Promoting women in STEM. What importance do you think this statement holds, and how do you perceive it?
Yeah, that's more important. Now, the days are gone, like when they say men have some higher position or only they have to give an opportunity or something. So now women are everywhere and everybody is given that opportunity, equality, what we were talking, maybe you people would have read in books, something happened. But nowadays you have everyone being in that. So for women in STEM program, like you take any kind of technology or any kind of management administration, it's not that I'm a woman, I've seen that, but I can say women can do multitasking rather than men. Men, when they drive car, they're just focusing on the way driving the car and that's it. Women, you trust me, we drive the car, we take calls during driving and also in between when signals come, we do a touch up also. Right? So women are something multitasking and obviously handling the family and house and multiple people around and getting accustomed in a new place. So I think women are made for that. And now the whatever like science, technology, whatever we have, opportunity as women these days, this generation, it's an amazing journey where every woman has to explore. So whatever comes, it's just an opportunity. So how you get in and explore matters a lot in life. So opportunity is just placed. You have hundreds of people, and now there is a lot of competition around it. So without competition, nothing can be fruitful, or you cannot stand out of it. So you have to be something up to date, understand them, know them, and also grab that opportunity, take it forward, and excel in it. And if you're not doing well, obviously you have another competitor next to you who can just come and just replace you anytime. So I think like you have to keep yourself updated and be more attentive towards your goals and understand what you want, take it forward, think about it, and be more proactive rather than understanding or rather than expecting somebody would give you a chance to do it. So take a chance, put your 100%. So obviously it will come back in return. Maybe sometimes a little slow pace or something. Have patience, excel in it.
Thank you, ma'am. That's such great advice, and I hope my female listeners who gave me this question would be abiding by it. And next question is, how do you think student bodies like IEEE student branches are helping students in their college life and also help bring innovation?
Yeah. So for students, as per my knowledge, as I have seen being in YP and also in WIE and also in manual section ExeCom, so always there is some missing connect. What happens with students? It's like more than a close boundary. Take nowadays in a college, you have more than 3,000-4,000 students in the campus for one single year, maybe first year, and you hardly know only your classmates of batch of 60. So only few of them who are more extrovert can go make some new friends from different branches and different people. So overall, by the time you finish graduation, somewhere you are well connected, very well connected with more than 200-300 people. So that's a very small number when you compare with your whole batch size of 3,000 people. You're connected with 200 or 300 people. So that's more like people have to be more outspoken, and this kind of IEEE, it's a kind of a platform which should connect all different people around, and especially the interest what you have, or what kind of subject you like or something. So it's more of like likeness people around, and people from different colleges meet there in the events, and from same college who have different branch. I mean, they like the subject, so they are a part of this event. So that's how you can know more people, and it's more of a platform which will help you to network. So IEEE is majorly networking. So today you might think, okay, he's just my friend and we went for an event and we learned something from a speaker. But tomorrow, trust me, you go to some other place, meet that speaker and say, hey, I met you there. They'll be so happy to receive you, talk to you, and also reciprocate to you for sure. So you write an email to them saying that I met you in this, it was really amazing, and I have some doubt. Can you please clarify? Every speaker, whomever you feel you want to approach, they will be approachable. So IEEE is something a volunteering organization where everybody are so selfless and they want to give more for the society. So that's the main thing, right? So it's ultimately whatever knowledge you have, you are putting down for people. And this kind of platforms will help you to connect with more people, understand more. And trust me, now my students, initially they say, why have to become member? So once they become a member, they attend one or two events, then they realize, I mean, we have got already 10x of whatever we have paid. Because the network they have, the connect they have, not only just within the campus, even outside campus, outside our state, there is a lot of connections which happen. And tomorrow, when they want some internship or they want to change their jobs in future, so they have very good connects. They have people around who can guide them, help them, tell what is good, what is bad, and how do you get yourself prepared, or any kind of problems. There is somebody to connect back and say, okay, this is what you are going to do. So this kind of networking matters a lot in life. So this is a great platform. Becoming IEEE member is just like starting probably, I must say, okay, it's just the ignition. So once you start, it will never stop. So that's how you have people renewing their membership every year, whatever the fees it is, but you find value for it.
Of course. Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with you. When I came to this college, I actually got my admission like a week late. So I didn't know a lot of students. Even in my batch, I wasn't aware who is from where, what's their name, because they have this induction program, orientation, where they connect with each other. So with IEEE, when I joined IEEE, I got to talk to people from my year, my seniors, and it was such a great experience. And now I'm here talking to you through IEEE as well. So coming back to your journey, you've mentored and interacted with so many students for so many years in your school teacher life, in your professor life, as a leading role in IEEE. So, was there any situation where a student has done something or showed something that you feel you'll never forget? Some quality in some student that is still here with you today?
Yeah. So I must say, like, I have seen thousands of students. I mean, maybe from all ages, I must say, being in school, it has since they are into school, just stepping into school, crying and shouting, and then not leaving school in 10th standard with a lot of tears. I've seen the every part of life so closely, and I understood how life is for them. So it's just amazing. I must say, everyone have their own kind of, I mean, a value everybody are a valued person of their own kind, right? So they have their own quality, but it's only the guidance what matters for every student, how they proceed. So it might be, yes, the guidance starts from home, being parents, they guide them in a better way. But the school matters a lot because school or college is a place where most of the time in a day you are there in that environment, in that friends. So I have students who were not toppers, but still they were just ultimate. I must say, they were so good that maybe a basic manners, or maybe the way they have to talk to a professor, or maybe the way they have to convey things. So that was really amazing. Marks was not that ultimate. But there were also people who got toppers who have really achieved a lot and gone to very big universities abroad and doing really well and joined very big companies. So I've seen all success stories. So there is nothing like a good story or bad story with students, but it's just their choice and what they're good at. So it's not like everybody has to be a topper in the class. You know, rank, why is rank given? It's like one, two, three, some priority. So not everybody gets first rank and get placed in a top company. You know, I have students like who have got just 7, 8 CGPA. They still earn or get a better package than the first rank student in that class. So it's just like how you put yourself out and how you handle things, handle situation matters. Everybody is unique in their own thing. So I must say everybody is successful until now, whomever I've seen. So it might be like few of them are dropouts, but still they are doing more better than a person who's in a company and now they give job for other people. Maybe in a different domain, but still yes, they are all successful. I remember a few of my students who were in my engineering and they were all first years, they graduated. And after 7, 8 years, I meet them, I totally forget who they are. Then they recollect saying, you used to take the subject for us and you used to take biology for engineers for us. And we used to do this prank in your class. And I remember one of my batch who had switched off the projector when I was teaching. And that time it was very new, the MI mobile, which had come, it had a remote control and all that. And I was like, okay, I mean, I have undergone all those things. I was just starting off my profession. Maybe the age difference was not much between me and the students. So that's how it started. And yes, I had lots of ups and downs, but I took it forward and I never used to leave things. I used to just go back the same way. And I used to take a chalk and do it without projector so that I could see like who would switch off and all that. So I had challenges. I did, but I must say, like the way they were having fun, or yes, that's all part of life as a student. Even I was also naughty enough in class, and I was kind of a person like I could get recognized very easily in my school, college, and everywhere. Even now, when I go to my alma mater, they say, okay, you're from Ashwini's batch. They call someone. So I feel, okay, good. I made some impact. Yeah, obviously, it was a good impact. So I left a good imprint there. So people still remember and they talk to me when I meet my teachers or something. It's really nice. Even now I go as a BOS member to my master's college. So there I see the teachers with them. I sit and we check the syllabus and all that meetings we do. So it feels so amazing. As a teacher, I mean, as a student, I used to go and stand in that room with the HOD. And today they make me sit next to each other and we have lunch together and all that. So it's kind of a very nice feeling. So every student has that quality. It's just like how they open up or how they think. And when I travel, I must say I meet at least one person whom I would have known from that institute, and they say, "Hi, you know that, you know this." So we get connected so closely because we know that institute so well.
Okay, ma'am. That's wonderful to hear. So, you have had such diverse experiences, and I feel so inspired listening to your story. And we have some questions from my juniors. So, this one's from a second year student. How do you react when students are late to your class?
To be frank, I let them in.
Okay.
Okay, because I ultimately think, okay, I am not that strict. So when they are late, I say you're not punctual. So that means you're not disciplined. But ultimately, I feel, okay, whatever the rest of the time they're in, let them at least grab that kind of information, what I give it to them. So I'm a little chill, cool. So I don't think I would cut their attendance or be more strict and say, let me get out and all that. But then it's college life. So they're enjoying, but I understand everybody have one or the other reasons. Rather than listening to the reasons and ending of my class, I feel, okay, get in, you want to attend, that's a good thing, come and learn. That's it.
So you sound like a very cool professor, a professor every student, college student wants to get in their semester.
I have students where sometimes I wouldn't have seen them in my class because they're super active in some clubs or something. So I can see like very few classes they attend, and ultimately sometimes when I see, I say, do you belong to my class? Sometimes I get so confused. Then ultimately they say, yes, I used to sit in this place, that place, and all that. Then I recollect, okay, fine. But I have a kind of phobia, I would say, like phobia or whatever you call it. Like I don't remember names very soon, okay? So it takes some time for me to register somebody's name. I don't know, that's somewhere behind my mind that, okay, this is a kind of a problem or it happens with many people. But I don't know, I have taken that like more seriously. I don't remember names, so I don't even think of remembering somebody's name or something. But it's nice, like when I keep going, then slowly, unknowingly, I start saying their names and meet them randomly anywhere outside the campus, off the campus. Then I call it with their names. So it's like more of like the starting trouble. So slowly I understand, okay, this is something like more connected to students and you start knowing them well, you interact more with them. So it's always nice and fun to be with students.
Ma'am, I have another question from our wonderful second year students. What's the funniest memory of your student life?
My student life, okay, and I did my post graduation in 2010. Yeah, that's a long time. So I had a very good, friends and all. I think very recently, last month, I had a very nice meetup with my bachelor's friend where we all celebrated after 2010, 25, 15 years of celebration or something. All of us at different part of the world, I must say. A few came from other part, like one from Germany, one from Dubai, and all that places. We all met. So that's why like we used to think we were so having a lot of fun. We used to sit in a bench like all best friends together. So those were the days the benches were something like we used to have at least four people sitting in each bench. So those were the benches those days. I mean, when at least I was studying, so in the place where I was studying. So I used to sit all four of us together, have fun, try to give proxy. Yeah, we did that. But still we were very serious in the class and all of us really studied and excelled well, got a very good grade. Even those 1, 2 marks would matter for us. Go with this teacher and say, give me extra marks and all that. We used to do that and ask them like to give the 100% internal marks because we have done all the assignments. And yeah, those were the days we didn't have any chat GPTs or not much Google around. So we used to go to library, refer the books, write and all those. So it was amazing. Yeah, I was a student who was naughty and also good. And I used to have fun basically. Nothing much serious about only academics all the time, but kind of a multitasking person, being in all the roles and managing majorly everything around. So just didn't want to be more of a bookworm or something. I was a person who wanted to explore things, understand something different. Even in my college, even though I was from biotech, I used to have friends from commerce, arts, and all those. So it used to be like more of like meeting people around, saying hi, and becoming friends. So that was really nice. That's how maybe this multidisciplinary thing in my career also worked out well because I was more approachable for people around.
Okay, ma'am. One thing I wanted to share was adultness doesn't hit when you turn 18. It's more of the 19 to 20 transition that we get. And when we're 18 to 19, we're in our first year, we're having fun and we're managing our studies, and the credits are less, and there's much less pressure. The teachers are chill with us, and we are given such special treatment as first yearies. And when you go from 19 to 20, and that's when things start hitting, was there a phase that this phase that hit you when you turned 20?
I think I graduated a little earlier, a year early, because I finished my 10th when I was 14. And yeah, those were the days like more of like we had maturity, like we knew what we wanted next, very ambitious and thinking, okay, what's next? And ultimately, it was like, in which big company am I placed, or what is my next goal, or something. So I also thought, okay, I did my bachelor's, I wanted to do my master's. So my parents said, yes, go ahead, go with master's, do what you want. They were very, very motivating. Like I say, okay, I want to do this. They say like, yes, go ahead. So it was always a yes, yes for me, like whatever I wanted in my life. And so just after my master's, I still remember the head of the department who just called me and said my last day of my practicals. First we used to finish theory and then practicals, something like that those days. So he just called me and he said, okay, now what are your plans? I said, okay, I have done my Bartek, so I think I want to go to Biocon, AstraZeneca, Cipla. I named all those companies and I said, I want to get into that. So I think I will start with my, searching or hunting for a job or something like that. And those days, placements was something like we used to go outside, not that they used to come to campus. So now everything is like a reverse kind. And then he said, nothing doing from tomorrow, back to campus, you're starting your PhD. I was like, what? PhD? That is nowhere on my mind. And PhD is something big, and PhD was something like people more than 40s, 50s used to do. Yeah. Then I was like, okay, I am not even like 22, and what is this 21? And should I do my PhD? And people say PhD used to take 10 years and all. Like, am I so knowledgeable to do PhD? I have nothing to do at all. So he was a big motivator for me. So he said, like, see, getting a job anyone can get. So I still remember those words. And he said, okay, if not today, even after you finish your PhD, you can get even a better package. So just get on and start doing, he said. And I was so confused. I said, please give me a week's time. First thing in my mind was 1 week, I'm doing nothing, no studying, just keeping my books away and staying. That was my first motive. Then I came back home, discussed with my parents. They said, yeah, that's a great opportunity. I think you should take up. And then I thought, okay, fine. What is this PhD? Okay, it's just like referring papers, writing a paper, doing some lab work, whatever I'm studying masters, I have to continue that. So with zero kind of an understanding about it, I thought, okay, let me give it a try. In the meanwhile, when I thought I will give it a try, I had applied for a funding from DST, that's Department of Science and Technology, and I was selected for that. And they also funded me, and they used to give me like stipend every month. So it was all of a sudden this thing happened, and my teacher was so good that he said, okay, fine, take up this internship also, do your PhD also, earn, right, do what you want, but do it. I was like, okay, wow, that's a nice opportunity. Not everybody would be so flexible in doing. Then I explored, within 3.5, 4 years, I completed my PhD. I got my doctorate. I had a very good, like 4, 5 publications during my research in a very good impact factor journals. So those were the days I remember. It was amazing, and taking those labs for the students of masters and teaching them what we know. And we used to be so enthusiastic, like being a research scholar. It's just amazing. So things were really nice those days. And that's how it triggered me. And just soon after my PhD, again, I wanted to get into a career like the teaching. Why not companies again? A big thing like I was always have to balance multiple things in being, I was already a mother of a small child who was just around 3, 4 years, 4 or 5 years. And then I got my graduation of my PhD. The same time, my son also got graduated in UKG. So it was more like fun option. Like we saw graduation after we did PhD, and he's already graduated with a cap and all that in UKG. So it was nice. So things were smoother. I had a very good support from my parents, from family. So that's how I took further and completed my PhD. So academics was a reason because I could get some good off, which would match my child, and also there is only little selfish thing where I could also continue my research. I could continue my passion of teaching and connect with more students and not travel much. First thing was the biggest challenge for me. Not to go to far places, just want to be a little closer so that so that most of my time is more productive rather than just monotonous thing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I know that you have a meeting coming up at 3 p.m., so I would be wrapping up now. So Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on the very first episode of WI Connect. Your journey and insights have been so inspiring, and I'm sure our listeners will take away a lot from this conversation. On behalf of WIE IEEE JUIT student branch, I'm very grateful for your time. And to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and stay with us for more episodes of WI Connect. This is Shruti Sharma signing off. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep connecting. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye, ma'am.